Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to do the player ratings for Aston Villa versus Arsenal. So we didn't get as many goals as expected, but the Villa fans won't care because it's their team who are victorious today. Ollie Watkins, who bragged a brace at the Emirates in November, got himself on the score sheet once more in only 74 seconds. And the game plan for Dean Smith's side was pretty simple. After that, defend and counter when you can, which in all fairness they executed perfectly. Apart from an acrobatic save from a Xhaka free kick, Martinez never had much to do against his former side. At one stage, the Gunners had 3 players who play in that number 10 role all on the field at the same time, but Tyrone Mings and Cole managed to shut out Arsenal for a second consecutive time this season. And for me, I think it was a poor performance by Arsenal. They kept attacking and attacking and attacking, but they couldn't get a goal in my opinion. I think the final goal, the final shot, the final pass, that was all missing today. There was no clinical in their shots, there was no clinical in the passes, and we were able to see as the amount of chances we created, we couldn't finish. But there were certain players that did perform well in my opinion, but at the same time there were certain players that need to improve, and I think that they didn't perform as well as I expected them to do. So we will start off with the player ratings. So the first player I'm going to start off with is Matthew Ryan in goal, and I think Matt Ryan was really decent in my opinion. He made 1 or 2 or 3 crucial saves in my opinion. He couldn't do anything about the goal. He tried scrambling for it, but he couldn't get that one. That's someone we have to go to in a bit. And other than that, he was decent. He was making good saves. I was happy that Alex Wunderson wasn't there because I think he would have maybe scuffed that and maybe the game would have been done earlier. But Matthew Ryan was, for me, a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. And next up, we got Hector Bellerin on the right hand side, and I think he was the side they attacked. They kept putting Jack Grealish onto the ball, and he's attacking from the left hand side. I think Hector Bellerin was poor in my opinion. I think for me, he gets a standard 5. Next up, we got Rob Holding, and I think he was the better out of the 2 centre-backs in my opinion. I think Rob Holding had good defensive duties. He was really good when it comes to his clearances. He was really good when it comes to his defensive contribution. And for me, I think he would deserve a 6 for his performance. Next up, we got Gabriel Magalhaes, and I think it was a poor game from him in my opinion. I think even though he had his clearances and he was good when it comes to block shots, I think something that's lacking about him ever since that Southampton game. I think there's something that is missing. There's something rash about him. He's always making dumb mistakes, and I think if he ran forward, Cedric would have been saved, and there would have not been a goal from Ollie Watkins. But since Gabriel was passive, we conceded the goal. So for me, I'm gonna give Gabriel 5. Next up, we got Cedric, and I think, sorry Cedric, you know it's your mistake. Even though you are a good player, I like the guy, but for me, Cedric was poor today. He didn't do as good as expected. He gave the goal away, and he didn't do much going forward as well. His passes were off today. He was not looking as good as usual. So for me, he was the worst player on the pitch, and I'm going to give him a 4. Next up, in the middle, we have Granit Xhaka, and I think Granit Xhaka was one of the better players in the game. I think he was really good. He had that one free kick which was well saved by Emi Martinez, and I think overall he had a good game in my opinion. I think I'm going to give him a 7. I think he was one of the better players in my opinion. And then next up, we got Thomas Partey, and I think I'm also going to give him a 6. I think he was the worst out of the 2 midfielders. He did his bits here and there. He does Thomas Partey things which I do like to admire, but there was no killer instinct in my opinion. There was sometimes a little bit of sloppiness. There was a chance where they nearly scored because of his mistakes. So I think for me, Thomas Partey deserves a 6. Next up, we have on the right wing position, I think it's Bukayo Saka, and for me, Bukayo Saka wasn't his best games in my opinion. He was putting balls into the box, but there was no one in the box. So for me, I think he wasn't as good as I expected, so I'm going to give him a 6 as well, but he can improve. Next up, we got Emil Smith-Rowe in the middle, and I think he was poor as well today. I think he tried to do his things, his 1 or 2 passes. There was no gracefulness in his play, so I think he deserves a 5 in my opinion. Next, we got Nicolas Pepe. I think he was one of the stronger players as well. He was more attacking, so I think I'm going to give him a number 7 because he was really good. He starting to show why he should deserve the left wing position. And finally, we got Alexander Lacazette. I think he was poor today. I think he deserves a 5, and he needs to improve in my opinion. Other than that, guys, hopefully Arsenal can improve in terms of the subs. I think all of them maximum get 5, apart from Martin Odegaard, he gets a 6. And other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.